Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Danae, and I'm here with a special message for you. Today, I'm going to share, I guess it's in the form of a bit of a story time, but it's by way of some downloads and or uploads that I've received some days ago that I've kind of been holding on to, didn't really know when to share. It kind of is reminiscent of a download that I shared months ago, particularly about a witch and a wizard. If you remember, then you can go back and reference that. If I remember, I'll post it as a link in the comments or in the description below. But for the most part, I'm going to just read these as they were channeled, and it's not going to be long at all, so just bear with me as you will and listen carefully. All right, so this is a story about what I like to call spiritual charlatans. Corrupt couples posing as a superpower couple. It could be couples, but I'm going to keep it in a singular form. It may not be limited to just this one example. So it's interesting that I had that slip. There could be multiples, and there probably are multiples, but this story I'm going to speak as if it is a singular account, okay? A corrupt couple posing as a superpower couple. They market spiritual services to celebrities and high-profile clients posing as counselors, coaches, conjurers, and or healers. They offer false promises and guarantees for success, promotion, advancement, prosperity, security, fame, etc. They promote themselves as manifestation masters, marketing personal development programs that are supposed to empower client manifestation abilities or coaching sessions, and also offering intercessory services where their forces are expected to produce a desired outcome by the request of the respective client. The proven results of efficacy are all smoke and mirrors, reflecting wealthy, affluent public profiles and personas with material embellishments that support the illusion of exuberant success. Most, if not all, embellishments are acquired through other schemes and scams, then used as props in their production. They produced some satisfactory results to secure client commitment, but primarily by way of illusions, manipulating energies by any means necessary to fabricate desired results is the trick of their trade. Personal power between the two may have been resourceful for a time or at some point, but with limitation. Voids and deficiencies in that power, by way of impact and influence, were largely outsourced in a myriad of methods from other people, places, things, including entities, sometimes sourced or siphoned from the clients themselves. The operative term is smoke and mirrors. The couple maintained a facade of power by incessantly exploiting their shared resources and networks of influence, and by gradually growing that into an establishment of sorts with contributors, some of which did and did not know what they were actually affiliated with and or accomplices of. A professional front was also established and maintained to even evade contributors from the truth of their affiliations, while only a select elite may have been privy to semi-full disclosure, and still even fewer privy to most, if not all, of the truth itself. Even the couple was withholding from one another. as each maintained their own agendas unbeknownst to the other. So full disclosure was never actually really a thing, just yet another illusion used to manipulate control. The couple manipulated the truth when and wherever necessary for profitable gains. One of many tactics was to outsource power by way of unsuspecting starseeds, divine spirits that were most likely disconnected from celebrity culture and unlikely to be high profile. Energy siphoning from targeted sources was ritualized through a relentless practice of energy extortion where pure passions are suppressed and oppressed from fruition. That energy can become transferable to other outlets as conducted by the self-appointed power surgers. Many methods are actualized to forge this process. Gang stalking, harassment, smear campaigns, manipulation by any means necessary with the intent to depress the target to such a point of energetic exhaustion that the onset of hopelessness and worthlessness would virtually diminish any spiritual defenses, deplete any objective offenses, and essentially render that resource ripe for more siphoning. And this is an anticipated result because of human beings' propensity to self-destruct or sabotage upon the incurrence of incessant resistance, or at best to relent to external pressures and ultimately forfeit fortune or favor of a power that they are rightfully entitled to and may even be in possession of, which then leaves it up for grabs and or more vulnerable to attack by predators and prowlers. Total devastation, depletion, and or depression of the target is the ultimate goal, so that the spirit of the vessel is not, if not the vessel holistically, is primed for possession either directly or remotely. That results That result can materialize as addiction, codependency, mental, physical, spiritual disease and disorder, sexual deviance, abuse, and so much more. The tactics, the signs, symptoms, and such could each be a masterclass all its own, to be continued to that point. But what is a very clear and present outcome now is the backfire of these ambitions and the impending demise of every malfaction of force. The awakening of starseeds to the truth of their own power has been the biggest cog in what was otherwise a well-oiled machine. As long as the resources were unaware and disengaged with their power, the supply would be virtually unlimited to satisfy the insatiable demand. That imbalance is now unmanageable. The supply has plummeted while the demand has skyrocketed. Spiritual inflation. Meanwhile, back at the boardroom, the co-CEOs, as they are so called, superpower couple have been frantically trying to bridge the gap. Otherwise, they've had to explain themselves with respect to their failed guarantees as the growing number of unsatisfied clients buries the reputation of their professions. It's all bad for business. And now what's worse is not only the exposure of the establishment's insufficient service, but also the revelation of fraudulent business models and unethical, maybe even unlawful practices which are backfiring on clients who may or may not have been compelled to consider the source, but ultimately patronize the business anyway. This is materializing as karmic retribution, aka bad luck and misfortune, which of course is the very opposite of what they ordered. Needless to say, refunds are on high request as those that were unaware or misinformed begin to learn that they had actually bought into more than what they could have ever bargained for. In a word, curses. So the storefront literally of this establishment is smashed, which means a total decline in sales and revenue. And now the back of the business inevitably has taken a hit as the company can no longer make its payroll, satisfy debts, and may even have investors, i.e. board members, to answer to on account of the grave losses. Everybody has their hand out to be given product or payment as promised. And then to make matters yet worse, all of the excessive activity has drawn legal attention to active investigation. The charlatans are now or soon to be completely surrounded with threats at every turn. Let's not forget the pressure also applied from the awakening of the starseeds, aka the exploited resources, that are indeed entitled to restitution for their losses. If messy was a tale, this one is filthy. And there's so much more to the story that discerning a sequence to share in part is a bit overwhelming, yet somehow a tad more exhilarating, which is why I'm up for the challenge. So, to be continued. All right, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Until next time, as always, I leave you with peace.